Greetings, traveler. Your third trip through this hellscape is off to a flying start. You have your loyalty card stamped, but you must reach 5 steps before a free. Yes, okay, I was ill-prepared for a loyalty card analogy. I started and I didn't know where to go, but I'd gone too far.
So, right. Welcome to Dead Reckoning, Season 3, Episode 2. Tonight we're joined by Tifany Kendall, horror facilitator, festival organiser and artist, maker of dead things and very grim things. And we cover off some very high quality car batteries.
Join us.
I have tested the boundaries of podcast recording, and I guess I am a pioneer in that regard. And yes, I am back in the car boot again this evening.
I knew it. I could hear you in the car boot.
It's a nice little setup. I'll take a photo and then finish. It's actually quite cozy.
It's cozy in the way that a murder victim feels cozy when they're like bound and gagged in the boot of the car.
Got everything I need, so let's begin. My week in horror, there was a couple of movies I watched, and I took a trip. I had another ghost tour.
So many.
Oh yeah.
You're always on a ghost tour.
Every part of Australia is haunted at this point.
I'm not very imaginative, so I'll just go on a ghost tour. Be like, sure, that'll take up a quarter of an episode.
That's what he tells his kids. Drinking in the shed is called. Dad's off on a ghost tour again. Throwing darts at a picture of the kids. Like, why did you ruin my life?
This is taking a dark turn. So, as Kirsty mentioned in our first episode back, the movie Dangerous Animals, I had it on my list to watch, and I did watch it, and I think I have a more unique perspective on it because I didn't realise that it's filmed where I live. I had no idea that was going on at all. I only found out about the movie, ironically, off some American horror movie thing that comes up on my Google. So listen to me saying on my Google.
On my Google.
I'm a tech wizard.
I think we need to specify that Paul means the filming of the movie, not that like someone was murdering people and like throwing them to the sharks, just like down the road.
They may have been, and I've got a very interesting, true, terrifyingly recent story about that I want to cover in a later episode. Anyway, so when I watched, because I know I've mentioned before that Anaconda 2 or the remake of Anaconda, whatever the fuck it is, with Jack Black and Paul Rudd was being filmed here. And I knew all about that. That was everywhere. Videos of Jack Black being a dick on the beach and all this sort of stuff. They were asking for houses for people and filming locations. And we went to do some like rainforest walks. It was closed because they were filming and all that sort of thing. I didn't hear anything about this. And I visit most of these locations on a weekly basis. So in the movie, and spoiler alert, but I mean, you're all grown-ups. I don't give a shit. So spoiler alert, but the servo or petrol station, or for our new American fans who we got through advertising, like products, gas station that the heroine visits and steals ice cream from. It's a rich tapestry. I pass that every weekend, and there's a battery shop next door that I've been in, and it's just weird because it's not like, I imagine when the new Anaconda movie comes out, there'll be CGI and they'll have framed shots, and you won't be able to place that filming location. It won't look like the Gold Coast. but this is, and I go past it all the time. And then where the guy's boat is, me and Kath left to do a champagne sunset yacht cruise from near there. And that's where we went, down that stretch.
Was the spoiler of this story where the battery shop was?
Yeah.
Or that she steals ice cream, which has got nothing to do with the plot whatsoever.
It's a real battery shop you can visit.
No way, you've ruined it for me.
I can't watch it anymore. I'm going to give it like 2 out of 3 stars on Letterboxd. It's like, I was wondering where the battery shop was going to turn up, and then they got spoiled by some guy at a podcast.
Ruined the whole movie.
I'm going to remove it from my website, which is about battery shop fake locations in films. That's a real one, and that's not what the website's about.
Well, you could do that like Lord of the Rings tour or whatever, where you can come and visit the battery stores from these movies.
I've got like a big map on my wall. It's like, where is it?
But it's actually it's not just a generic we sell all batteries. It's an official Marshall Batteries store. So if you're looking for a good battery, especially for four-wheel driving,
I didn't even know there was such a thing as a battery store 10 seconds ago. So to learn that there's also generic battery stores and like specific battery stores. What is a battery store? What do you mean battery for a car?
Like car batteries. Yeah.
All right. Oh, like so? Is that where they jump the car?
No.
No.
The battery store's next to the servo where they stop and she's in that van and he's like pursuing her even though she's made it clear that she doesn't want him to.
At least he nearly dies for that behaviour.
Yeah, exactly.
You can tell Paul's like the only member of this podcast that's middle-aged, like dad with children. He's like, I shop at that battery store. And he goes, hey, have you seen that? That's that store. You remember that? That's where I got the triple A's from last week.
Triple A's.
We're in the movies and I'm like, I run a Marshall battery in my rig. Shh. All right, mate. Battery store.
Woo, let's be honest, you live in Australia.
Anyway, it's
the person next to him is like, hey, yeah, I go to that store too. And he's like, hey, battery bros.
Oh, anyway, I forgot what the movie's about, but it was. But yeah, it was weird. And then, funnily enough, today we went a bit further afield, and we went to a beach where we were watching the whales on their migration, the humpbacks, and we were watching the surfers and there's dolphins and stuff that you're watching clowning around. And then we go and get a drink afterwards and watch the sunset, everything. Beautiful place. And I was like, I said maybe a little too loudly and a little too excitedly, oh, that's where she got abducted. That's where a van was where she got abducted. It was in that like little cul-de-sac car park. And I recognized it. So yeah, batteries and abductions. It really spoke to me, this movie. Anyway.
Let's go test the CCTV and see if it's really cuts off at that point like it does in the film. Let's go. You stand there.
Kath, come and stand here and I'll come up behind you and put a bag over your head. It's a new film. So yeah, I thought that was cool. And it's all near SeaWorld down in Southport where they do all the like fishing charters and stuff from. So it was cool to see all that stuff. And amazing that I didn't notice that it was being filmed here, but I think it's probably a little bit sort of a bit more under the radar than fucking Anaconda with Jet Black screaming his fucking head off everywhere. So
that was a lot of it at night as well, so you're like in bed.
Yeah, exactly. So you're doing out there. But yeah,
like,
you know what?
2:00 in the morning, I was just buying batteries and guess who I saw? Jai Courtney.
But I'd be surprised if filming that out there at night, I'd be surprised if they even had to tell anyone they were doing it, or they just went, because it's a Gold Coast. They just went out and did that, and they were probably thought, someone could actually do this and completely get away with it because no one's saying a word. We've not seen any patrol boats or anything.
The only person they saw is someone throwing like severed legs to sharks. Like, what's going on? That was that Jai Courtney.
But yeah, it really does highlight a real issue, which is people living out of their vans. So that she may be the hero of this story, But here, she's a blight on this
Community.
city. All the way up to the Sunshine Coast. All they do is they live out of their vans and they park, they fill the car parks with them and they trash everywhere. And it's a nightmare. So,
it's like that Nomadland with Frances McDermott, and she got an Oscar for a movie where she shits in a bucket.
That's literally a scene in the film when they're tied up down and there's a bucket down there.
Oh, but it leaves a bit to the imagination, though, doesn't it, Kirsty?
Well, if you look on my website, which is shittinginabucket.com, you'll be able, and if you look up the film, you'll be able to see that they do make reference to the fact that there's a smell coming from the bucket. Because she says, "I'm sorry about the smell."
Well, that wasn't her. That's the anyway. It doesn't matter.
That's the other girl. That's the English girl.
Yeah, great movie. And the thing I like about it the most, I think, is that it's not a shark movie. As soon as I saw that, I was like, a crazy shark movie. It's not really. It's a serial killer movie. That's his.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Modus operandi, or whatever. That's his. That's what he does. They're the tools of his trade. He feeds them to sharks and films it. He's sick, but it's not a shark movie. It's a serial killer movie, and I did like that about it. For one thing, the other thing I like is his trophies. He takes their hair, he chops some of their hair off, and he makes a fishing fly out of it, and he wraps that around the videotape and puts it away. And I was like, that's very crafty and very cool. And he could probably sell those on Etsy without minus the videotape if he wanted to get rid of the evidence. But I was like, what a great thing to do. You'd have to ask people before you could cut their hair, but I just thought that's pretty cool.
Not if you were a hairdresser, they'd just let you.
Yeah.
Go to a local hairdresser and say, "Can I have a bit of that?" Making fishing flies.
What are the laws around that? If they take my hair and sell it for craft or whatever, that's my property.
I've been in the hairdresser plenty of times and they've been like, "Oh, your hair's a lovely colour." He goes, "You could get a lot of money for making wigs off that." And I'm like,
there you go, gents. I sell my hair to a wig store. Yeah, and the other thing that I immediately thought when I saw that with the tapes was, I thought of Gene. I thought of Gene Dolders. And I thought, where is he getting those VHS tapes from? Because Gene had a lot of trouble finding VHS tapes, I recall.
Yeah, but this is Australia, so you are a little bit behind us, aren't you? You probably still watch them. Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah. In fact, if I looked into it a little bit, maybe I could send Gene a big box of VHS tapes. We'll cover that when we have him on the show.
That's not going to be massively expensive.
Yeah. The tapes are free, but the shipping was $400.
Yeah, they're so heavy.
Yeah, I just made a note that it's the Gold Coast, so missing people and screams and commotion, they'll just go unnoticed. That's worry about that. It's basically, if I had to describe it to like American listeners, I would say it is like Miami, Florida is how I would. And it is actually Miami where that store is, a battery store. Again, that's Marshall batteries.
Use the code Dead Reckoning season 3 in your order to get 10% off. This is not a real offer.
Don't go nuts yet. And it's funny, I was wondering, I was like, why is the heroine American? Why isn't she Australian as well? Why is it not an all Australian cast? And one thought I had about that was, well, when the guy she hooked up with comes to try and rescue her and does a shit job and winds up chained to the bed next to her, she's fairly grateful and like, oh, he tried and whatever, and now we're in it together in that true, hero spirit. Whereas an Aussie would have been like, oh, good day, Rambo. Had a nice sleep there, soft cock. That didn't go very fucking well, did it? Nice fucking rescue.
She's too polite.
Fucking dog.
They probably did write it as an Australian first, and then went, that just wouldn't happen.
Oh, but yeah, great movie. And the other thing I like about it is it doesn't make the sharks out to be crazy, mindless, ridiculous stuff. And I'm not saying that, you know, I don't want people to get the wrong idea about sharks. Stay the fuck away from sharks is my advice. But I like that there's a couple of parts in the movie where the shark's not interested because they're not splashing. Or when she gets in at the end, when he's like, oh, I knew it would be a big night. And that 6-meter great white turns up, as they do. And she's under the water with it, and it's just not that interested.
And the bull sharks just fuck off, don't they? The bull sharks like, oh, bloody hell, great white.
Especially when she's not thrashing around, they're like, oh, it's no fun. See you later. But yeah, I thought that was good, but they could not roll credits. I better not do that because Kath might think I'm banging to get out of the car.
I'll save you, Paul.
They could not get to the bloody credits without a breach. They had to have a shark jump out of the water in a ridiculous style. So that lost it 1 point. But what got that point back was when the credits were rolling, it comes up with all the music that was used in the movie. And it says, and he sings Baby Shark as a joke, as like an icebreaker to try and calm them down before they go in the cage to do the actual shark dive thing. And it comes up, Baby Shark, traditional. Like it's an old fucking folk song or something. Baby Shark, traditional.
Well, isn't it? Isn't it an old traditional song? I thought it was.
Don't ruin my fun. Well, I thought Pink Fong. Well, no, actually, Pink Fong just recycle stuff, don't they? So maybe it is. But I just found that hilarious that it's Baby Shark traditional. Can you imagine people like hundreds of years ago around a fire? Baby Shark, do do do. Oh, so that was enjoyable. The other note I made that made me laugh a little bit, and this is probably because I'm a parent, but there's a bit where they're both, you know, captive on this boat, and there's her and the English girl, and they're talking, and she's telling her a hard life, you know, of course, in and out of foster homes, every fucking movie, in and out of foster homes, and then she's talking about, mum didn't want her to do this. She wanted to live on the same street, and she wanted to do this and work in this. She had a job picked out and all this sort of stuff. And the English girl says, you know, quite rightly, I guess, that sounds more like her plan, not yours. You should tell her that if we get out of here. And I'm like, well, it's a better fucking plan, isn't it? Because you're on a boat about to be murdered by a psychopath. Yeah.
I don't think
I'd say your mum plan's a pretty fucking good plan at the
in
moment.
that office, Sharon.
Yeah, I don't think your mum's going to hear you over the sound of her being right. And say, right now, you're never going to make another decision ever again in your fucking life, you idiot girl. Yes. I told you this would happen.
Like, she's not winning that argument.
Oh, you can imagine the mum after her telling this story at the police station or something.
Well. If it isn't little Miss got eaten by a
shark. She'd be shaking trying to hold back the words. Well, I did say...
I did.
She'll like arrive to like A&E to be checked over by doctors. It'll just be a mum like stood at the end of the hall with her arms crossed, like shaking her head, like not even a single line spoken. It's like, no.
Just before it fades to black, and you've been smoking, haven't you? The other movie I watched, which is one I've wanted to watch for a while. I have these lists on my notes in my phone of all these movies to watch. But they're not like big, exciting new movies. They're movies that have been on Shudder for ages, and someone in a forum has said at some point, oh, this is pretty good, so I'll put it on the list. I don't know how to say this, but Frewaka? It's Irish. It's like a Gaelic word, I guess. Frewaka is the movie. It means roots. And it's a folk horror movie with like on the subject of mental illness. So it kind of felt a bit like Saint Maud, and it kind of had like a Wicker Man sort of vibe going on with it. So the movie is it starts with this wedding in this little town in Ireland, and all these, like, a goat wanders down, and there's all these weird people dressed in these very, like, weird Wicker Man-y sort of costumes and things at the wedding. And they're like, oh, it's just tradition, it's just tradition. And the bride's visibly quite scared, and then she disappears. She runs away. And then the next scene is this woman who lives on her own in an apartment, and she commits suicide with this. And it's very weird. There's a lot of superstitious sort of things going on, a lot of creepy stuff at the same time. So you know something's up. Then it cuts to this other the woman, sort of the main character in the movie, who it's her daughter, and she's coming with her girlfriend to clear up the apartment and whatever. But she is I guess a social worker or a carer, and she's asked to go to this little Irish town where she does speak the language, and she goes there to look after this older woman, this shut-in they assign her to. And there's a lot of like crazy superstitious stuff, and the woman's very much like her mother. A lot of her habits and behaviors and weirdness around superstition. And it's one of those movies, and there's a lot of this sort of Wicker Man, like weird little town you can't escape from, and there's weird stuff going on. And at the end, there's no one there to help her, and everyone's doors shut, and there's these people marching through the town like they do before they shut him up and burn him in the Wicker Man, like something's going to happen. But they're very clever, because at no point in the movie do they give anything away that would give you the confidence to say, no, she's mentally ill, like her mother and this woman who's sort of triggering it, and they're mentally ill. Or is it that these beings from the underworld are real and all this stuff is actually happening? So at no point can you confidently say it's one or the other, and they really do cover their tracks well. There's nothing in it that gives it away. So at the end, where there's people banging on the door to help her, you really don't know whether she should open the door or not, because you don't know if it is this mental illness or if it is all real. It's a really good movie. I don't tend to like folk horror. I think there's a lot of sort of bad storytelling and just badly made movies with poor scripts that pass themselves off as folk horror. But this was really, really good, and I highly recommend it. It did have that sort of St. Maud sort of flavour to it, which was good. I don't think it was as good as that, but yeah, it was a very good movie.
Do you want the Irish pronunciation?
Sure.
Frewooka.
Ooh. Very
It's
well done, Kirsty.
Thank you.
There you go.
I like any movie where it's like kind of ambiguous, or they aren't a nutter. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. It did remind me. I know it was this movie, and I was watching this movie, and I appreciate it was a great movie, and that's what I'm talking about. But it did make me think again, what a fantastic movie St. Maud is. I really like that movie. And it's the only movie where a basically 1 second scene at the end just absolutely drops you to the ground. It's so good. Good movie. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. I've already spoken about St. Maud in earlier episodes. If you didn't know that, you've not listened to it. Go back and listen.
I don't remember that.
Well,
I was just thinking.
Saint what?
I'd go and watch that. I haven't seen that film.
Well, if you want to hear an honest review,
go back to my own episode of my own podcast.
I can't tell you which episode it is.
I don't remember it.
But I've done it. It's been done. So the other thing I did was I went to, I did another Haunted Horizons ghost tour in Adelaide while I was there for work. And this time it was the Adelaide Jail. And you can tell it's going to be spooky because it's spelled GAOL. It's an old jail. Also, they've got something called Murderer's Row, which piqued my interest. I won't lie. So we get there. It's a very creepy old building. And these places now, the same as Z Ward that I went to, that was probably one of the creepiest places I've ever been. It's not close to anything. You've got to go through this park all the way down this massive like dirt track all the way down to it. It's quite far from anywhere, isolated on its own. So that adds to it. I got some amazing photographs, which I'll put on the socials, because it is just really creepy, spooky place. As soon as you look at the place, you're like, bet that's haunted to shit. Anyway, so we're walking through and we get all these stories, which is great. The first one is that a lot of the people who work there, there's a mischievous ghost. You always get these bloody things. They'll turn their backs for 1 minute. Next minute, all their papers will have been knocked on the floor. And I know some people like that and they think, this ghost's a bit of a character. I would be in a fucking rage about that, because I'd have to pick all those papers up and I don't know what order they were in. That's just bought me another hour's work. I wouldn't be happy about it.
This doesn't sound like any ghost problem. It sounds like a you problem.
If there's any ghosts listening, you can jump out, you can spew blood, but don't mess with my shit. I'm not having it.
It's like Poltergeist, where they like rearrange the chairs and the woman's just like,
Poltergeist. No, I've got 2 kids. I don't need a fucking Poltergeist as well. It's like, I have just finished picking up that Lego. Why is it on the floor? Why are these chairs in a tower?
Now, Melody's going to start saying poltergeist, like she was saying, I can't eat my chips because they're haunted. Now, every time...
No, that was Toast.
Toast, beside Toast is haunted. Every time there's something on the floor, she's going to go, poltergeist?
Yeah, poltergeist did it. Yeah. She did have I can't remember what it is, but she did have a very similar excuse to that, for things not being tidy and being on the floor. Anyway, so first of all, the sort of governor who ran the place, William Baker Ashton, great big fat fella, big huge fat governor. It was affectionately known as Ashton's Hotel because between 1840 and 1860 or whatever it was, that it was open, that he was a governor there. Apparently, he was very kind and generous and treated all the prisoners with a great amount of respect, which is fairly unheard of people who run prisons in that sort of time. Nice fella, apparently everyone loved him. One night, and they lived. Him and his family lived on the first level. Their house there at the prison. Everyone loved him apparently. He died while he was working there. I mean, the guy's an elephant. Like, I can imagine what he died of. It was impossible to bring his body down the staircase. If you think of these like really old buildings with narrow stone staircases, because he was so bloody big, they had to lower him. They had to put him out of the window of his apartment and lower him down to the ground, like crane the fucker down. And apparently, because of that sort of embarrassing exit, he's still trying to enforce his authority in the jail. His ghost, that is, which is why he knocks people's shit on the floor and whatever. Because I guess they would have said, well, why is he bothering you? Such a nice guy. It's like, well, we did crane him out the window, naked on ropes. So he doesn't say that, but I'm just anyway.
It's kind of counterproductive to the running of the jail if he's just going to like throw all the paperwork everywhere. It's like, why is he doing that now? It's like, surely in his time he organised paperwork. It's like, why are you doing this? Why have you moved all the pens like a couple of inches to the left? He's not a very serious ghost.
It doesn't specifically say that he's a jerk, but he's a jerk ghost. There should be a special name for that, like a poltergeist, but jerk ghost. We just need a German for jerk ghost. Kirst, you could probably look that up.
Yeah, I'll sort that out. Hang on.
In the meantime, there was the first story they tell you when you go in is this poor woman, Elizabeth Woolcock, who was the only woman executed in South Australia. And she was convicted of poisoning her husband, who was a horrible, abusive drunk. And she had a horrible life, and his family were gross, and it was just horrible. Anyway, he died under suspicious circumstances. And they said the cause of death was mercury poisoning. She did have mercury, but it was for some sort of an illness that she had. And they confirmed, yes, she does have it for illness. But they were like, no, he's died of mercury poisoning. She's got mercury. That's her. Take her to jail and execute her. Anyway, she was sort of well liked in the prison.
Everyone took loads of mercury back then anyway. It's just like they just go around just like cracking open thermometers and just drinking them like, hey, out to have a party.
I'm drinking some now because we didn't have any gin left.
He
was only 26 when she died, when she was hung there, which was not very nice. And she wrote this big letter that was like about her life and marriage and how horrible it all was. But anyway, there was also a guy there. When they took us into the cells where they're like, right, we're going to be locking you in these cells for 10 minutes in the dark. No one say a word, and we'll come and talk to you afterwards and see if you had any experiences. Obviously, 90% of the people on the tour have experiences, which is, I guess a spike considering the actual experiences that people have there. I feel sorry for these people who run the ghost tours, because whether they've had, they tell you they've had all these experiences and they truly believe it. And then to have a bunch of nutbags say, oh yeah, I had an experience, when they're like, yeah, I've had one in like 20 years. So that's bizarre that everyone's had it. It's not fucking Ghostbusters. Anyway, the cells that they take you down to, and it's the same in Z Ward, were they housed the worst people there. And they were, sadistic serial killers and rapist murderers and people like that. And they're often, apparently their ghosts are seen in there, and there's always crazy shit. So there was this John Balaban, who was a serial killer who murdered his wife's stepmother and his wife's child, not his child, to death with a claw hammer. Just horrible fucking people. And the thing that they tell you is when they take you out to where the sort of gallows are that they use. I mean, they're not all original, but people used to think that because any of these people, they were buried at the prison. They never left the walls, even when they were dead. They were buried in the prison. And because they had these coffins stacked up that you can see when you're walking down, I don't know what you'd call it. They call it Murderer's Row because of who's buried there. But basically between the internal walls, the building, and the external wall, that sort of walkway, you pass gates, and they used to prop up coffins in there to store them. And people used to think, oh, they're buried in the walls. Because when they said they were buried in the walls, what they mean is within the walls of the prison. So where you're walking, where the path is and the grass on the outside, between the external wall of the prison itself and the sort of main wall, if you like, the escaping wall, they're all buried there, and you're walking right over the top of all of their graves, and they've just got little stones with their names and the dates and there's tons of them. So that's pretty spooky. Then they led us into the hanging towers. So there's these like towers on each corner of the prison, and you go in there and you're like, oh, that must just be where the guards go and sit up at the top and have a look around. It is, but it's also where they kill people as well. So you go in and they've got like the overhanging structure where the noose is, and they've got the steel plate on the floor that opens, or some of the older ones with timber. And then there's one room, this is in the middle, and there's benches all around it in a circle because it's a tower, a round tower. And there's two rooms. One of them is where the person sat, and they could sit there for up to 12 hours waiting to be killed in just this stone room with a wooden seat. And then in the other room is where the executioner is, and the handle's there. It's pretty confronting to see the handle that they use to open the door. But they don't ever see it. So they just get a signal to, all right, it's time now. And then they pull the lever. They don't actually see it take place like they did in the big old gallows. So I sat in there, and they turned all the lights off, and some of the girls sat in the other room. They turned all the lights off, and then they asked you what happened, which is nothing. A bit cold. But the star of the show, what made the whole evening come alive, there was a presence in that tower. There was a magpie lark stuck in there. When we went in, there's this crazed fucking bird fluttering around everywhere. And it made people jump. And I'm like, what do you think that was? Like, death? It's coming for me! There's a ghost in here. Little black and white bird. And it was funny. We were all trying to catch it. And then the guy running the show, just goes under the bench and grabs it, and these things fucking shriek. It was like he was taking it out, and there's this bird turning its head around like, ah, ah, ah! It's like, wow, that really encapsulates it really adds to the energy of the place. I was like, someone's I'd forgotten about this until now because I didn't write it down. Someone said, "Oh, I think she's going to hang him." And I can't remember my exact joke, but I made a comment about the fact that it's a bird and it could just fly, like an Alan Partridge.
Yeah, and don't try and hover up and make the noose go.
The most humane death would be by firing squad, and nobody left. So yeah, it was good, and I was the first one there, and the person running it was from Manchester. He was a drama teacher in his spare time, and I was having a good chat with him about back home in Northern England. And then at the end of the night, instead of me walking out to the main road to get an Uber, he gave me a lift, which is very kind of him.
You got into a car with a stranger, did you? That's
that you met in a haunted prison.
Having just watched a film where a serial killer abducts someone.
Well, I employed the same rule I employ whenever that happens. I was bigger than he was. So, yeah, got in his car.
Do you want to know the German for jerk ghost?
Yes.
It's Idiotgeist.
Oh, that was a letdown.
Yeah, I know. It's
bloody hell, Germany.
So then I was like, actually, what does poltergeist actually mean? So I put that in backwards.
Noisy ghost, isn't it?
It just says in English.
Or is that a faux pas?
It says German poltergeist, English poltergeist. So polter apparently means rumble, a rumble ghost. That's so cute. I would be scared of a rumble ghost, wouldn't you?
I think everyone knows that poltergeist is supposed to mean noisy ghost, but they don't translate that perfectly a lot of the time. Rumble ghost, I like that. That's way better.
Mummy, there's a rumble ghost in the pantry.
I'd actually like to have a rumble ghost. But could you imagine if Poltergeist, the movie, was called Rumble Ghosts? I'd be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go watch this.
Sounds like a kid's cartoon where like a bunch of ghosts have like some mechanical armor and like supercars with like tie-in toys.
Yeah, it'd be like ghosts with wheels. Let's go haunt this mother.
It's like an advert recently for like some Marvel show for kids, and it's like, oh yeah, suit up, Iron Hulk. It's like, why the fuck does the Hulk need a suit? Like Super Hulk uses his super strength. It's like that's like the defining characteristic of the Hulk. You don't need no mechanical suit, mate. It's like this is just giving false information to children.
Well, that was my week in horror. Who's next? Jed.
Go on, Jed, go.
I think Kirsty's just like not done anything this week.
Yeah, she's still Googling stuff.
I'm just watching something now while we're speaking.
She's engineering a week in horror.
She's like trying to finish that book. She's like speed reading.
So I read a book about... Go on, Jed.
I'll start off. So so one of the main films that I watched this week is Together, which is a new, fairly recent film with a real life married couple, Dave Franco and Alison Brie. They're a couple who like leave the hustle and bustle of the city to start a new life in the countryside. But obviously, it doesn't work out very well. Almost in the first few moments that they're there, and obviously, Dave Franco's character is a bit like he's not even like a washed up musician. He's just like he's been making like music, but not really getting very far with it, to be honest. And he's just like staying up drinking, and, like making like music in his bedroom and that. And he's like going to work, working as a teacher. And after a while, he starts. So they decide to go for like a hike in like the first few days that they're there, and it becomes like a massive storm, and then they both end up falling down this like hole in the ground, and it's like a really weird like underground thing. It's like where a church is like fallen into like a sinkhole underneath the ground. So they end up staying in the ruins of this church overnight until the rain stopped and they can like, get out of there. And it's like they wake up and like their legs are like stuck together and they think, it's like must be mildew or mold or something like that, and their legs are like stuck together, so they like pull them away, and they both got like just like a burn or like a friction burn on either side of the leg, and then they start to like they start to just like completely butt heads, and like, there's a whole thing where like wakes up in the middle of the night and like Dave Franco's got like loads of her hair like in his mouth. And like he's like choking on her. She's like, "Hey, can you get off my hair, babe? Can you get off my hair?" And he's just like flicks on the light, and he's just like choking on loads of her hair, just like stuck in his mouth, and he's just like, ugh. But the whole point of it is like every time she goes away, he starts like freaking out, and he's like, it's like they're like drawn to each other, even though they're like arguing and stuff. But eventually, it's like they're just like becoming like stuck together. Like their like hands like start to like, it's like a proper like really intense body horror experience. But it turns out that the old church that they fell into the hole from has been like used by this weird cult, which is like the cult of what's it called now?
Cult of Sticky Legs.
Yeah. It was it's like the cult of Eros or something like that, where it's like these two forms like joining together. It's a whole thing where it's like there's a whole thing where there's this neighbor who's the teacher at like Alison Brie's school, and he wears like 2 wedding rings, and it's like inferred that he's like one of the people who's been like joined together. And but it's so at the end, the whole body horror stuff of it is like fairly few and far between. But when they actually do it, some of the pictures in it are absolutely, some of the images in it are just absolutely insane. It's like it kind of reminds me of Society, like that bit where they have like the shunt where everyone like becomes like blobs and all like goo, and it's dead weird. And it's like there's a use of a Spice Girl song at the end of it, and you just like, I will never hear that song in the same light ever again. But no, absolutely. It's a really good one, but it's just dead uncomfortable. There's like whole parts where there's like bits where like eyelashes are like joining together, like mixing, like it's being sewn together, and that is so uncomfortable to see.
It's funny. I saw the trailer, and just the imagery in the trailer just had me like, ugh, I can't imagine what the whole movie's like. But yeah, it does look good.
Oh no, yeah, it definitely is. It's Alison Brie and Dave Franco, obviously being a real life married couple, have quite a lot of convincing chemistry to it, and it's pretty much just them throughout the entire film. There's obviously other people who like show up just to like give them someone to interact with, but the majority of the story is literally just them two, just like riffing off each other, and it is like at times it can be like really funny, but the rest of the time it's just like really freaky. And there's whole parts where there's like a subplot in it where Dave Franco, his character apparently his like dad died in bed with his mum like in the night, and she had like a mental breakdown when his dad died, and like she just like stayed in bed with his dad's body for like days on end or something, and then he went round to like see his mum, and then saw like his mum just like sat in bed with his dad's body, and like he keeps having nightmares. And that's there's random bits where he's asleep, and as well as the fact that he's like becoming he's becoming like the same person as his wife, because they're like becoming like one person. He keeps having this dream where like his mum's like sat at the end of the bed. There's like this like hollowed out like creepy figure with his like dad's dead body in the corner. He's just like, ugh. One of the ones who like watch it like that is not a very comfortable thing to see.
Awesome.
But yeah, I mean it's definitely one to check out. I don't really know when it's going to be like coming over here. But it was released like pretty much in the early parts of the year. So I mean it came out in July, like wide release, but it came out initially in January. But overall, it's been sort of on a on a major sort of internet release overall. But it's definitely one to check out if you do get a chance to watch it. I probably wouldn't watch it again in a hurry, mainly because like the last third of the film just made me feel physically ill. But
it's funny, there are a lot of like movies I've watched that are great movies and I really like them, but I wouldn't watch them again. They're like, there's so many movies that are just a one-watch movie and they're great, but yeah, you don't. It's not like I'm gonna. Well, you don't do it anymore, but it wouldn't have survived back when you'd be like, oh yeah, I love that movie. I'm gonna go and buy the Blu-ray now because you wouldn't watch it again.
I know, yeah.
So many of them rely on like jump scares now as well. That once you've watched it, it's like, well, I don't need to watch that again because most of the entertainment came from the shock factor of it, and now it's not going to be there. So, what's the point?
Yeah, and just a note, because again, we as a non-monetized podcast, we decided to advertise, and we've hopefully got more American viewers. If you sat there thinking, why do these guys just review really old movies? Pipe down, because we don't get these movies when they come out. I get into an absolute rage when there's a movie made in Australia or in the UK and we still don't get it first. It's still released in America before we get it. Weeks, months later. Oh, copyright reasons. Fuck off.
You have to go to the house of the people who've made it and look through the window. That's the closest we get to an early release.
That's what you get. That's what you get for having easily accessible and widely verified battery stores. It's like you made your bed, Paul. Just lie in it now. But yeah, if you get a chance to check out Together, certainly want to check out. What I also wanted to go over is something that I actually missed from the last episode. So in the interim between the series, I went to like a Twin Peaks all dayer, the fact in Liverpool,
nice.
in the Show House Cinema. I wasn't there for the whole thing because it was literally showing the whole series over the course of a day. So I was like, I could just come in and out if I wanted to. But I watched like a couple of episodes with my friend while they were waiting to pick up their partner from watching Lana Del Rey. She's like, you can either come watch Lana Del Rey with me, or you can go to the cinema and watch Twin Peaks season 1. She's like, yep, Twin Peaks.
Okay, bye, see you.
But yeah, it was really good. But like you were watching like Twin Peaks on a big screen, and you're still getting like adverts for like the worst films ever. It's like the Minecraft movie, like before Twin Peaks. But it was one of the episodes where it features the guy from Eraserhead as the lumberjack guy, Pete the lumberjack. He's like having an argument with his wife in like the timber yard. He's just like, I'm sat in a cinema watching a guy argue over like a lumber contract. Like, wonder what's going to happen here. And like the therapist in Twin Peaks who's like really pervy, and for some reason his whole like therapist office is set up like a tiki bar, and he was like a weird key in like a coconut. It's like it makes you wonder what David Lynch's head was at some point, because a lot of it must have just everyone makes out that he was some like surrealist genius, but half of that shit must have been done on the fly. He's like, they're like, you know what would be cool if the doctor's office looked like a Hawaiian bar. Somebody, in fact, had gone to the whole to the whole lengths of like setting up like a display, and one of the things they had is someone had done a paper mache Eraserhead baby.
Probably the very same person.
Yeah, true that. But there's like they had there was like a sign that's like down to the coffee shop, and it was like, do you want to go for some damn fine coffee? And I was like, hey, that's the thing that they say in the show.
Did you let everyone else there know that I can probably go in and out if I want to?
Oh yeah. And I did. But it's one of them ones where it's one of them ones where it's like it's formatted in like 4:3 as well. So you're watching it on a cinema screen, and it's still like it's like nice and square, and you're just like, oh, peasantry. This is how they used to do it in the old letterbox days, and everyone had a square TV. But yeah, it was a really good experience, especially to see some of the older episodes in like a bit more of a more immersive format, so to speak. But it was really good, and they went all out with like all the random Twin Peaks stuff that was just sort of like dotted around the area. And,
I love Fact. I'm glad that's still around.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's become more of the cinema part of it has become more of a sort of wider. There's like an art house cinema chain, like Picture House. So they run the cinema that is in Chester as well. So at the Story House in Chester, they were the ones who were running that Event Horizon thing that I was going to go to. But unfortunately, I make terrible financial decisions and I am very poor. It was either buy bread or go to the cinema. But to piggyback on Paul's story about Magpie, just to fit it around to some bird information.
I wasn't trying to start a theme with that or anything.
I got picked up from work the other day, and the minute I get into the car, Laura hands me a bundle of a towel. Like wrapped in a bundle, so quick, be careful, hold this, like a bank robber, passing a package. But I was like, what is it? And I literally pulled it back. She's like, don't pull it back. And it was a crow that she had saved from the car park.
Jesus Christ, a crow!
Yeah, there was a crow wrapped in a towel with its little beak poking out. Out of the towel, bundled up like a child that she had caught. She's picking me up from the car park, from the call centre that we're in. She randomly got a crow wrapped in a towel, and so we took it home and kept it safe for 2 days, and now he's gone to live in a bird sanctuary in Wales, living his best life with 2 other crows.
Jed, it's becoming pretty clear that you ate it. You've been talking about having no food and being poor. Then suddenly you find an injured bird and he's living in a bird sanctuary in Wales. You ate the crow, didn't you?
Jed, did you eat that crow?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Because it's not. It doesn't count if you're a vegetarian and it's already going to die. You know what I mean?
The problem is now you've got a taste for it and you will kill again.
I'm creating trails and mealworms through front door with a trap. Just looking out the window in the morning with a knife and fork,
making excuses oh well, it was quite badly injured. What's wrong with this one? It looks fine. It was tired.
It had a migraine.
It barely put up a fight.
They need to be called into my belly.
It's funny. Since being in this country, I have rescued 4 birds, and even though some of them are known as quite vicious, possibly murderous birds, my only injuries came from the one you would least suspect. So me and Finn found, I think the first one, something must have got it. It was I think that was a magpie. An Australian magpies are horrible, vicious things with butcher knife beaks. And we managed to get that with a towel. I managed not to get skewered or have any of the bones pulled out of my fingers. And we took that to the vets. And then the wildlife place got it, and that was fine. The next one was, I think we did 2 magpies. One was a baby. One was a full-grown, get away from here, I'll rip your face off magpie. Then the third one was called a currawong, which looks like a magpie, except it's a bit bigger and it's got reddish, orangish eyes, and they are vicious birds. You don't muck around with a currawong. I think that was on a stormy night and it must have got blown into a tree or something. That was very stressful because Finn was like, get it, it's her, a cat could get it. And this thing's trying to fucking kill me. And I do not want to go near it. I'm trying to get it with a towel. Like I should have been getting it with chainmail or something. Got that to the vets. At this point, I'd already gone out and bought a cardboard because it had to fold up in the car to fit somewhere. Like a cardboard like cat carrier for taking the cat to the vets or whatever. So I've got one of those now for the birds because we seemingly keep rescuing birds. And then we got there was a Rosella that had been clipped by a car, which is like a Rosella. Just think of it as like between a budgie and a parrot, like a mid-sized parrot, basically. And I picked it up as a way you usually would think of picking up a bird by grabbing it like it's from behind and getting its wings. But birds have pointy, straightforward beaks normally. Parrot-type birds have that curved beak that can come straight down into your knuckle if you are holding it, which other birds can't do because it's got a pointy beak. So this, beak they use to de-shell nuts was just tearing into the knuckles of my fingers, this little thing. And it was the most painful experience because I couldn't put it down because then it'd flutter off and die somewhere. Oh, God, horrible.
2 takeaways from that story, from that anecdote, Paul, is that 1, Finn obviously likes to see you chase around the garden with a towel trying to capture birds. and you phrased that like before you moved to Australia, you just hated birds.
I just
once I moved to
head.
Australia, I was like, yeah, I've turned a new leaf. I'm gonna rescue them now. It's just my favourite pastime back home was going through the streets kicking crows.
Oh.
We did rescue a magpie, Paul. Do you remember when we were kids? We had a magpie hurt itself and we put it in one of our empty rabbit hutches.
No.
And let it get back to full strength, and then we released it.
I do remember there was a pigeon crashed into our window, and it was a fancy pigeon. I think it was like a pigeon that someone owned. And me and Mum had it in the living room, and then it opened up its wings and flapped them a bit, and tons of bugs and spiders went all over the floor. Yeah. And it pecked a few up, and then we were like, oh, what did it do that for? I'm full of spiders now.
Can I also just say that collapsible cardboard bird box is going to look very suspicious to the animal police if they ever pull you over. It's going to look like a. It's going to look like a.
Sorry, why would the animal police pull me over?
They know you.
Look at this guy's driving like a crazy person.
You're already on the radar.
Better pull him over. Oh.
Just it's going to look like some sort of capture kit in the back of your car. Why have you got a collapsible cat carrier? Bob said last week to watch Bring Her Back, was it?
Oh yeah.
So I watched that.
Yeah.
And I also watched Talk to Me. I watched them in a sort of double bill.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I watched Bring Her Back. I really enjoyed it, but it's a bit difficult when you have at work, I have daily dealings with social services, and the idea that a social worker would just be given some kids because she worked there for a while. The kid. So basically, this woman fosters a boy and a girl, like a 17-year-old boy and his 15-year-old sister, something like that. And or she's probably a bit younger, is she 13 or something? But when and she's a nutcase, and she's abducted kids and been torturing people. I
thought you meant his sister. I was like, she's just blind. Give her a break.
Whatever her name is.
She's fucked, right?
What's her name? Sally Hawkins plays her.
Yeah.
So when the older kid realizes what's going on and goes to the social services office to say what the fuck's going on, he's like, why did you do you not check on these people? And the social worker's like, she's worked here for nearly 20 years. It's like, that's not how it works, love. You don't just get to go home.
I love the way she puts it as well. She's like, She worked here for 20 years. Like, check that tone, young man.
So when you retire, they don't give you a watch; they just give you a kid. Take this one. It's been on the waiting list for like 10 years.
Like something's been like lost property for ages. You can take whatever you want.
It was all like really, yeah. But like that is not how things work in social services, by the way. And the fact that no one even like went to check, they were just like, yeah, it's probably fine, because there's a massive line of salt around the house. They never, and it's there's so much that there's like literally any single like professional visit within the first 2 weeks of this happening would have solved this problem. It's like, why is there a line of salt around your house? No reason. Right, okay.
Keeps the slugs off the lettuce.
We did Lewis did start putting because there's a slug that keeps getting into the kitchen and going near the dog bowl, and he got very, very upset about it to the point where he was just like dumping salt on the floor every night, and I was like, we can't do this every day. This is not a solution. But first of all, it's going to cost us a fortune in salt. Second of all, every day we have to clean up the salt. Like we were trying to keep a demon in Kiki's bowl. Like, put the salt outline. It can't cross the salt, remember? Oh, Lewis, you're thinking of demons. This is... So yeah, I enjoyed the both of the films. I really liked I really liked Talk to Me as well. But there was a moment like you know that website Does the Dog Die? I was like, there's a bulldog that looks like our old bulldog Maz, who died, and I was like, please don't let anything happen to Cookie, please. Like, and I was gonna look it up, and I was like, no, you'll ruin the film for yourself if you do that. So I didn't. But luckily that bulldog just existed there just to be a bulldog. So everyone keeps commenting like how much she stinks, and then nothing happens to her. She's fine. I like, this is definitely written by a bulldog owner. I've got to get a bulldog in there. And all the characters ever go is going, Cookie, you stink. Like, she's like, right.
I hope like in between the takes, the actors were just like, I'm so sorry. It's like Charles Dance every time that you had to like insult Peter Dinklage. Apparently, like in between the takes of Game of Thrones, he's just like, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to like call you a horrible dwarf. It's like, it's all right, I get it all the time.
Well, you can say there's a couple of really nice moments where the lead, like the Mia, the lead character, is like doing a weird like child voice to the bulldog, which is what you cannot help but do that to a bulldog as well. So I feel like that wasn't even scripted. She's like, I don't want to wash Cookie. She's like, doing this weird voice, and I'm like, that's just the voice that you do towards bulldogs because of their stupid faces. Like, you can't help it. But every time we take Lewis brings Kiki to pick me up from my rehearsals on Thursdays, and every single person who comes out, she's like, she just goes because she wants to meet people. She's just waiting outside to be stroked, and every single person's like, oh, it's Kiki, I don't meet people. Doing a weird voice. Like, where did that come from? You just talk to the dog like normal, like, no, I cannot. So I liked that they obviously like they kept these weird little like teenagery kiddie like ways of talking in this film where they're just being weird. And yeah, I had to look on. I always like to have a little bit of a look on Letterboxd after I've seen a film and look at some of the top comments. And one of them was like, "Don't let your non-binary friend choose the activity at the hang." I'm like, yeah. For example, I thought we were just all going to sit around and drink and smoke some weed, and it's like, I got this hand. What the fuck? And I love the way they never really sort of explain why they fucking got this thing, and they just all know it. Like, it's just this house where, if we go to that, she'll get this hand out and we'll do the thing. Like, I just thought that was quite. They didn't even bother to explain it. The other thing that amused me was that one of the person with the story by credit, I just clicked on him just to see what he's up to. He's an executive producer on Bluey. And that is such a great. I love the idea of him like pitching an episode where Chili's like, Bluey, let Bingo play with the hand. I don't want to. She'll ruin it. It's like, no, this is weird, Dave. We can't have this in we can't have this in Bluey. And he's like,
that's the episode Handy Ghost, right?
This episode of Bluey is called Handy Ghost.
Spot on accent, by the way.
I watch a lot of Bluey, so
I was being sarcastic.
But he's obviously gone like, well, if you don't like my idea, I'm going to go to some weird Australian horror movie people and pitch it to them instead.
Plus, anyone who's involved in Bluey, the way to address them is Brisbane billionaire, and then you just put their names in afterwards.
Yeah. So I enjoyed those two, liked those two films, and it's slightly closer to home. Lewis has got I was going to say a new job, but an additional job, because he's in the gig economy, so he's got like 4 jobs now, and he's got an additional job. So he's going to be working as wait for this, as a wedding coordinator, which is something I never thought I'd hear myself say. And like, if listeners don't know Lewis, it's like, imagine you went to like coordinate your wedding at an ancient abbey with these beautiful grounds, and this like scouser with an afro and a dashiki rocks up, and he's like, all right, what do you want your wedding to be like, motherfuckers?
Clearly already stoned. Oh, you guys here for the wedding?
So he got that job, but
wow.
when he went for the interview, they asked him. They were like, "So we have to ask, because this is also, we don't always have weddings, so you might also be on reception sometimes, or you might be like, would you be averse to doing the odd paranormal late night walk?" He's
fuck
like,
yeah,
no. Yeah. He was like, it took all of my power not to go, fuck yeah.
Welcome aboard, Lewis. And now over to Lewis in the field.
Who's seeing something? What are you seeing, Lewis? So he came back.
The scouts outside.
He came back from the job and the interview. I was like, how did the interview go? And he was like, oh, it was a lot of fun. We were laughing a lot. And I was like, I don't know if that's how job interviews are meant to go, though, Lewis.
Traditionally.
Traditionally, the more laughter, the worse it goes for you. But he did get the job. So yeah, he's going to be on paranormal walks at the Norton Priory.
Oh. And
so I hope to bring home some stories. But he was like, do you guys have like a resident ghost? And the short answer is no.
Well, you do now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be like making up some ghosts just to like. You've got to, haven't you?
Runcorn Jim, the like crazy spookster. And I go, can anybody smell pints of bitter? That means he's around.
So I hope to be contributing in the next few weeks some good paranormal stories, hopefully, as we get out of wedding season and into ghost walk season.
It's funny that he was complaining that he's mentioned too often on this podcast. I was going to introduce a new segment. What's Lewis up to? Because last time when we were just having a meeting about what we were going to do in season 3, he burst into the house covered with blood. So I feel there's some stories there.
Yeah, that's just a usual occurrence.
Like trying to coordinate a wedding, he's like rings you up and goes, "It happened again, Kirsty."
Kirsty, what gets blood out of wedding dresses? Oh God, Lewis.
What fire extinguisher do you use for burning flowers? Water. Use water.
Kirsty was distracted and there was a ghost at the wedding. Got it all mixed up.
I got my days mixed up.
Slimer eating the wedding cake.
Oh, it's definitely going to happen. It's like, just feel it's going to happen. Like,
Lewis.
He's also got to like announce to our dad, Paul, that he's leaving the shop next week.
I thought that was his additional job.
No. So this is replacing his Saturday retail job with our family business. So it's because it pays more and it's fewer hours.
And there's probably a lot of other benefits too.
Yeah.
Keith would be there with a £2 coin. He goes, just like pushes it a little across the table. He puts it in his top pocket. He goes, "Don't we know more of that now, will there?"
Free canvas prints, one a month. What do you say?
No, because our house is so full of just 6x4 printouts of things that we just found slightly interested, like the bear called Wojciech, who was in the fucking Polish army or whatever. Made a picture out of him and now put that in our living room. And it's like, I'm looking at all my lovely interior design magazines going, why can't my house look like that? Why has my house got photographs of Polish fucking bears in it? Why? I want a sophisticated living room like the ladies in the magazines. I just don't want all these Funko Pops and photographs of bears. They're everywhere.
You can get sophisticated like Funko Pops. You can get like one of John Paul Sartre. Like stick him on the mantelpiece next to your like Pope candle.
The problem is, Curse, if you clear out all those 6x4s of bears, you'll start seeing things pop up like caparosses again. What other horrible ornaments you've got?
It's not a Ku Klux Klan member. It is a Spanish priest from the olden days.
When you start the explanation like that.
I liked it on the last episode when we like managed to get all the way through the episode without saying anything racist. That Bob like comes on and goes, "Hey, have you guys seen Soul Man?"
Don't dig that up again, Bob, for God's sake.
This guy dies himself black and then goes to university. Let me tell you, the hijinks that guy's having.
So yeah, that was my I am excruciatingly busy at work, so I'm quite pleased that I got 3 things to talk about.
Yeah.
I just one last thing, which it happened when we stopped recording.
Casey, that's the best week in horror you've ever given us.
Thank you. That's terrible. Isn't it?
I'm crying. I'm crying with laughter.
One of our dance shows that we had at the college. So I had a dance class last year, and my dancers were in this show, and they had to pick a film to like do choreography and design a dance around. And I was expecting it to be, like, I don't know, there was something from La La Land, and there was all these little, bits, but there was a couple of like horror related ones in there, which like, I don't want to go into massive detail, but there was A Quiet Place. There was a dance about a quiet place, which featured like a little toy going off, and then all the lights went out. And it was like. Someone did a dance to Bird Box, so they had blindfolds on. That was pretty scary because I'm watching them getting ever closer to the audience because they genuinely can't see.
Falling into the orchestra.
It was part of the dance. Like,
sorry, that was supposed to be a trombone, not an elephant.
That was a good trombone. But the best one was a girl came on and did a dance to It, and she dressed up as Pennywise and did this dance. She had like a red balloon on a wire. That was obviously she was like that was part of the dance, and it was kind of like a ballet. It was really, really, really good. And then at the end, like a strobe light went on, and it was kind of like the dance, the weird little dance that he does at the end of like the first film. And then this strobe light was going off, and then it went black, and then this light came on, and she'd moved right to the front of the stage, and everyone shit themselves.
Yes.
And she's like, "Ha ha!" And everyone was like, "Fucking hell!" It was so good. I was terrified.
That sounds incredible.
It was so good. I loved that. Like, everyone, literally the whole front row were like screaming because we were, you're watching a strobe and she'd left the balloon at the back kind of moving. So you're watching that and kind of focusing on the balloon. And then, when the lights came up and she's right at the front going, ha ha. I was like, ah. So that was really cool. Like I was expecting, because you kind of, obviously you want to go and see your students perform and everything like that, but sometimes they drag a little bit. Do you know what I mean? They go on for a long time, and especially like some of the dance shows, like because I'm not too keen on contemporary dance, which is it's difficult to show you this on an audio podcast. But they kind of reach their hand out and then their other hand grabs it back and clutches it to their chest. These kind of moves, do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not a big fan. So sometimes you got to sit through a lot of that kind of stuff. But the film like theme was so good, and the dance from It was that she choreographed was just superb. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, sounds great.
It's that new benchmark for Kirsty's dance students. Like, yeah, you're not as good as last year.
Well, I haven't got dance this year. I've just randomly, like, they were like, oh, can you like teach on the extended diploma dance this year? And I had like 5 students, and the class was 9 on a Friday morning. So I just basically week 1 went in and went, this isn't happening. I'm not doing this. I was like, does any of you guys want to come in at 9 in the morning? They were like, nope. I was like, okay, then we'll work something out, guys. Just be on it. I'll find you. I'll come find you on a Friday. We'll do something. Like, don't worry.
It's like on Zoom, just like dancing in the bedrooms. Like, yep, I'll do.
Does anyone dance this week? You did great. Okay, cheers. See you next week.
just post what you're doing on TikTok. I'll favourite it. Yeah.
Well, it was to be fair, quite a lot of it was like, will you hold this camera while we do this TikTok dance? I'm like, yeah, sure. And the register gets marked, and everyone's happy. Goodbye. Earning my 35K.
Future's secured.
Future's secured. Lewis, you're going to need another 3 jobs. I've been caught. I've got to find 3 more jobs. He's like Bert from Mary Poppins. Like, on Monday, I do chalk pavement paintings. On Tuesday, I'm a chimney sweep.
He's just like randomly flying a kite the next day. It's like, get to work.
I'm Tifany. I'm also known as duckieflesheaters online. So I am a festival manager, judge, and basically second in charge for the Dead of Night Film Festival, which I run with Stujopia. So a wonderful horror film festival that happens every year in Southport at the lovely Bijou Cinema. I also am the horrific facilitator for Liverpool Horror Club. So I help manage all of our events and keep Chris Zombie King in line for everything we sort of do. And then I'm an artist in my own right as well. So just a creator of horrible, grim, dead things.
You're really busy.
Yeah.
Well, I try to be. I mean, I'm not as busy as I'd like to be. We don't do anywhere near enough events, and I can't create enough artwork. But,
My first question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite medium to work with? Because you do everything.
Wax. Yeah, wax. Wax is my favorite. Yeah. I normally have a hard time with the word favorite. So I was like, I'm pleased you've asked me that question, because otherwise it's like I end up here for about an hour and a half with the word favorite. But yeah, it's the one thing I really, really love is wax. So it's just, it's a wonderful, malleable, medium to kind of use, and I actually use what's known as kind of like a yellow wax or a casting wax, and this is one that you would normally sculpt in, and then you would kind of use the what's known as the lost wax technique, which is what you'd usually put to cast something then in bronze. So it's not usually used as a finished piece because it has a lower melting point than most other waxes. And but it holds its finish ever so well, and it stays malleable for as long as I want it to stay malleable, and it kind of takes on a glossy look to it, almost like sweaty decaying skin. So I just absolutely love it.
Sweaty decaying skin.
Well, I mean, when you make horrible dead things, it's like, if the material will lend itself to what you're doing, it's half the battle.
I think there's a lot of people who will be listening to this nodding along because they've made a lot of sculptures themselves out of like Baby Bell cheese wrappers that were waxed in school. Oh yeah, I've worked with wax.
I mean, it's been years since I've eaten cheese, but it's just like, if you have cheese on the counter and it just starts to sweat a little bit, it gets that weird glossy kind of look to it. Wax will kind of lend itself to that, and it's a similar effect, which is both intriguing and gross at the same time. That kind of thing where you just can't. It's like a train wreck where you can't help but stare, even though all you want to do is sort of look away. And it's that feeling that I have a tendency that my artwork has a tendency to evoke.
Is that what you've used? I saw a lot of like the skull sculptures that look like the flesh is melting off them. Is that wax or?
That's latex.
That's latex, right?
Yeah. So if I've done, I'm trying to actually think now of my different skulls. I have a lot of skulls, and then there's I've lost count, and different techniques that I kind of use when I'm making them. So there's a handful of skulls that I've made which have actually just used like milliput and kind of manipulated it to look a little bit like melting flesh, because I don't really have to worry then about longevity, because that pretty much lasts in every possible environment. So if I'm making something with milliput, I just know it'll survive regardless of what I want to do with it, whether or not it's going to be a prop for Dead of Night or for Horror Club, or whether or not it's going to be turned into I guess what I would kind of almost view as a proper artwork and be available for sale, or if it's something I'm going to exhibit. But then there's the other stuff I do for sort of fun. So I think there's like a red melty one I'm currently working on, which is inspired by a skull in one of the films we'll be screening for the Dead of Night called Devour. And it's coated in red latex with a little bit of latex thickener. So it goes really, really thick. It almost looks like whipped cream when you're using it until you start adding the color. And then as you smear it on kind of like a skull shape, it'll take on that melty flesh look. But it stays really hard and then kind of gloopy. So it looks a little bit more like something that's been lying around, for a while and slowly sort of decaying and a bit dry.
So some of my favorite ones that I picked were, I think a couple of these were for sale, or they were. I think one of them was for sale, and one of them was a competition prize. There was I've just named the piece "Ribcage in Pearls." I don't know if that's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I know which one you mean. I can't remember what I officially called it, to be fair. I'd have to go back and have a look. Yeah.
maybe rename it.
But yeah, absolutely. You could rename it Ribcage and Pearls. Yeah, so that one's actually paper mache. So that's just recycled cardboard and paper, and then traditional method of like a flour and water to make the entire form and kind of cover it down on the frame. Then I've applied gold leaf to it to get that effect, and same thing, like recycled pearl beads mostly from charity shops. And then all of the flowers are handmade, so they're all scraps of fabrics. And then each petal is kind of made individually. It's stitched together. They're all singed around the edges, so that way the fabric kind of curls and shapes, so they look like a variety of different flowers. And that's part of a current triptych. So there's two more that go with that have sort of like sort of similar kind of effect, but with skulls and flowers. And they're actually on display in a shop window at the moment in New Mills in High Peak, sort of in the northwest of England. So as part of New Mills Art Festival.
And then there was it's like a doll in the coffin.
Yeah, so that is Leo, and he's one of the characters in a short film we'll be screening for the Dead of Night Film Festival. So the film's called Arson, and it's a boy. Well, it's one of those of a short film. How much can you say without it being a spoiler? but it's a boy band that effectively sells their soul, and he gets transformed, and that's sort of what he ends up looking like. But yeah, so he's got all of his little features with him. So if you're gonna do anything along those lines, mess with the occult, what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to look to see how to do that on Wiki, for instance. So there's a wonderful little Wiki article that he's got in the little in the plastic bag that he comes with. And I think there's a joke in the film where one of the fellas goes out to buy candles for this ritual, because there's always candles involved, isn't there? And the sale stickers were still on the candle, so I felt the need to add the sale, because the rest of the band goes, "Did you buy these on sale?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got like 3 for $4." He's like, "It was a good deal." And it's like they're trying to do an occult ritual to ensure their success, and he's buying sale candles at like the department store.
I've been looking on Wikipedia on how to sell my soul for months. No luck.
No one wants it, Jim.
Someone will want it. Someone always does. But yeah, it was a fantastic little short film. And sometimes, I just watch these things and I'm just like, oh, what can I create around that? And it's just having like, an action figure for it, like a doll of some kind, just trying to recreate that sort of ritual just seemed like the most obvious and kind of almost funnest thing to kind of do with such a silly kind of like horror film. But yeah, absolutely loved the film. The director and writer is really nice, and they're made up at having a doll made from their short film. They were gutted that I wasn't selling it because they were trying to buy it. I got a really nice message from her husband saying, "My wife is in tears because you made a doll for her film. How much is it? Can I buy it, please?" And I was like, "Oh, really sorry. It's one of the freebies that I've made for everyone coming to Dead of Night." So
Paul won't be able to make any events because he lives in Australia.
I'm not a rich man.
A week off for a 2-day film festival, you could do it.
Yeah. Approved. If someone else pays for it, absolutely. Wait till this podcast takes off. What else is it? Oh, there was a Count Orlok doll.
Oh yeah. So he's actually he's staring at me at the moment because I'm in my studio. Yeah, so he's made out of air drying clay and recycled velvet. So I just had a very strange idea one day that I just wanted my own little baby Orlok. So alas, he was born.
It's the cutest you could ever make Count Orlok look.
I definitely tried. It's just one of those. It's like he ended up slightly bigger than I was planning because I had a nice coffin I was going to put him in, but he's too big for the coffin. So now he sits in a corner in one of the shelves in my studio and kind of hides behind some severed fingers.
So this is a fun studio. Come in and have a nice time.
Means he's got a snack. He can just enjoy a little bit of blood coming from any one of those severed fingers in the corner. Don't want to leave him starving.
I love the shark from the Jaws shark.
Oh yeah. So that was my Brucey. So that was for Liverpool Horror Club Summerween. So every market we do, we always try and have some sort of form of like Santa's grotto, as far removed from Santa as we possibly can. And every time we kind of do it, it'd be one of those of I work with Chris for that, and I'll just kind of message him and go, "So I'll be doing the grotto," and he goes, "Of course, okay. Well, what is it you want to do?" He'll just come back to me and he'll be like, "I was thinking maybe this year we'll do something Jaws related. I was thinking English Seaside." I'm like, "Okay." And about a half hour later, he'll have about 7 or 8 different projects. I'll be like, "Okay, so I'm going to get all of this done. You find our Santa, and then I'll worry about the grotto." And then Brucey was born. So I was like, "Oh yeah, I've got that toilet I made. So now what can I have coming out of it?" I'll have Brucey coming out of it.
Santa was just Trev painted white.
It was Trev in like a Hawaiian shirt and shorts, very grumpy.
It's like kids going in like, "Come and sit down."
We saw that, didn't we, Jed? Wasn't that part of your week in horror? You went there?
I went to the horror festival. I was part of the helpers.
I think our biggest concern with that one was like the chandeliers. We had this inflatable shark that basically we could fly around the space, and we were going to like fill it full of helium and then remote control it around the space. But then I was just looking at all the chandeliers in that function room going, I don't want our insurance to have to pay out for any breakages for those chandeliers. I mean, we make like no money anyway. It's just one of those of kind of going, we won't be able to afford the insurance premiums come next year.
I did see someone testing that out when they were like setting up the tables and that. I was like, the fuck is it? It's like a remote control. It's like a drone kind of thing, isn't it? But it like kind of moves like a fish through the air. It's like filled with helium. It's so weird.
Yeah, I've seen those.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, well, that was it. I think it's I suppose if we decided to use it sort of in the parking lot outside, which has its own issues, then maybe we could have done it. But yeah, I was just looking at that space going, there's just no way. We do come up with a lot of ideas and just never quite. Well, we come up with a lot of ideas, and then about half of them we kind of have to ask for health and safety.
Well, yeah, you have that person there who's there officially, and they're just shaking their head like, "No, you can't do that. No, we're not doing
that's
that."
Me. That's actually me.
The last time that we had a helium-filled shark, this is what happened. It's not happening again.
Not going through that hell again.
It's like the aftermath of Final Destination. I can scoop up all the remains and create something else. Keep the recycling going.
It's all the crime parents. Anyone want these bones? Or
if not, I'll happily take them off your hands.
It's that classic thing where like, oh no, I think the cleaners have been through, so they've probably been thrown out.
It's like looking in the poking around in the bin with a stick. Like, all right. No, it's just a bunch of videotapes.
Oh, what will be your dream commission?
Oh, none. I hate commissions.
Oh, just no. Don't work.
Yeah, just no. I was like, 'cause I've been asked a couple of times to do commissions, and the answer 9 times out of 10 is no. Because I'm one of those people that just kind of gets visions, and there's something that I'll have to create, or if I am inspired by a film or something else along those lines, that's what I want to do. Yeah, when you have a commission and it's someone else's idea that they're trying to come to you and kind of go, look, I've got this idea and I want you to kind of make it. And I have a really hard time with that, where if I see it in a different way, sometimes it kind of works out all right, but I just don't want to do someone else's idea. Ultimately, I find it so difficult, and at the same time, the extra pressure that's on it, that I don't enjoy it. And if I don't enjoy it,
then what's the point?
I don't want to do it. I don't have to, so I don't want to.
Right, well, there you go to all the big Hollywood movie makers out there. Forget it.
Oh, the pressure of that. Yeah, the pressure of that would just drive me absolutely bananas.
So you need to get it done by this time. How about never?
Yeah.
But unlicensed reimaginings, that's okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, I'm all right with that. Well, that's the thing. It's like with Dad and I, we never advertise I'm going to create stuff, and no filmmaker knows ahead of time that I'm going to do something, because I don't necessarily want to commit myself. But at the same time, sometimes I can really love a film, but it's really, really difficult to pull something from it that I know I can make, that I'm going to be able to make in that kind of time, or would even be on a reasonable sort of budget to try and make. So it's just one of those things where I then just kind of have the freedom to do whatever craziness I can kind of come up with, and however much or as little as I want to come up with or have time to do. So, because it's with the festival, we normally have about 10 that we kind of pick, like 1 or 2 features and a handful of shorts to kind of do a preview for. So we usually announce those come August. So we've decided on those ones. But then everything else, we don't decide until like the first week of September when we do the final announcement. And the festival's the 11th and 12th of October. So that gives me 6 weeks to create anything and everything else on top of an ordinary full-time job in life. So it's one of those of, I don't want to commit. I just want to have some fun and see what kind of crazy stuff I can kind of do.
Sure. I'm more of a cash in hand kind of guy. What's your favorite horror movie of all time?
I don't have one.
Oh,
it changes. Like I don't.
Great answer.
Yeah, it's.
What's a horror movie you really, really, really like?
See, that's the thing. There's so many.
I can edit this to death. Just FYI.
Well, that's the thing. It's like at the moment, I'm absolutely utterly like psyched for Devour. I can't wait to show that at Dead of Night Film Festival. It's a crazy independent vampire film. It stars Heidi Shepherd. She's the lead singer for the band The Butcher Babies. She plays in a band in the film called the Virginia Bitches. It's got vampires, werewolves, warlocks, cannibals, everything kind of in it. And it's got like a heavy metal soundtrack, obviously, because she's in it. And it's absolutely like a hell of a lot of fun. And I I just love it. So I can't wait to kind of like show that to, an audience. Most of the short films that we have coming out, because I do really love short films, especially when they're straight to the point and usually have a little bit of gore in them, and have a little bit of comedy. So those are kind of some of my favorites. And like we've got one called Brand New Cadillac, which is a vampire mother with like a kind of a serial killer daughter, as it were. And it's just absolutely fantastic. And I think it's just under 20 minutes long. And it's just brilliant from sort of like start to finish. And it all kind of centers around a Cadillac, hence why it's called Brand New Cadillac. But yeah, it's just a great little short. So there's those types of things which I end up getting really, really passionate about. And I mean, I love vampire films anyway. So anything like No Lovers Left Alive, things that kind of go a bit off the wall along those lines, I happen to enjoy. But then I think recently, what did I see? I think it was The Woman in the Yard. I don't know if you guys saw that one. I think it was out earlier this year or last year. Yeah, I mean, it's billed as a thriller, but I've seen a lot of horror films that had a lot less horror in it than that one did. And that kind of just creeped up on me. I was watching that one morning and, dark kind of Sunday morning with a cup of coffee in my hand. And I was like, oh, a lot of kind of
breakfast
creepy,
movie.
sustained sort of, I like a little bleakness with my coffee. And so it kind of like stuck with me, and then there was Strange Darling, which was out around the same time as Substance, which I think got overlooked because Substance was out. And I really enjoyed that one, and how that was kind of like in its non-linear fashion. So
yeah, I covered that when we had like a recording when that came out. Strange Darling is so good. It's such like it does like a total like a head spin with like what your expectations are. You're just like, what?
Exactly, and that's what I really liked. I mean, I remember coming out of the cinema, and I was like, as soon as I come out of the cinema, I always end up phoning my husband, and he gets a review of whatever film I've just seen. And I'm explaining it to him and how it's really good. And I was like, oh, it sounds really simple because I'm now explaining it in its linear format. But the thing that you need to understand is everything I've just told you happened in not like in a completely different way. So like chapter 6 was shown like first, and then chapter 2 was shown around the 4th slot. And that's what ended up making it even more so interesting, and just how these characters kind of like parallel each other depending on the camera angle or when you're seeing it. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. It's anything that kind of catches me a bit by surprise, or just something that sucks me in.
Are there any movies pending coming out that you're looking forward to seeing? Horror, of course. Not interested in any other genre.
Well, I mean, we're getting spoiled this year. I really rather love the amount of horror films that we're getting, just kind of getting a cinematic release. So, I mean, I saw The Long Walk just last night, and I've seen Conjuring Last Rites already. And I think we've got, was it Him coming out within the next couple of weeks? There's also Shelby Oak coming out. So I'm looking forward to those. Just, I mean, anything that's got horror basically listed as its genre, I'm like, I'll go see that. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing Luc Besson's Dracula as well. I'm told it's absolute and utter French cheese, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I've been dying to see that as well. I like saw a rubbish copy online. I was like, no, I'm gonna wait. I just like seeing the trailer. It looks like Luc Besson just like saw like Bram Stoker's Dracula and just like, yeah, but I'm gonna like set it in like Renaissance France and have like a hardcore like dance soundtrack to it. And it's like, yeah, okay, I'm sold.
I know, isn't it? It's like so am I. I can't wait to see that one. So I've been chomping at the bit for it. So definitely can't wait. And then there's Cronenberg's most recent one. Is it The Shroud? I've got that, but I haven't sat down to watch it yet. It's had mixed reviews, and as it's had mixed reviews, I'm trying to forget about them before I sit down to watch them, because I'm a huge Cronenberg fan. I love them.
Yeah,
so yeah, I just I can't get enough. So
he's been too busy acting in Star Trek. That's what he's been doing for a while. He's been in Star Trek Discovery for like years. It's like, what? First time he was in it, I was like, hold on, I know that face. Wait a minute, Googled it. It's like, why is David Cronenberg in Star Trek? Like, he's not even like a guest star. He's like literally like one of the like, he's in the credits. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is David Cronenberg now in Star Trek?
I do think he's kind of passed the torch a bit to his kids. So it's
definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot more horror films coming out from his son, and I think it's one of those of he'll still put out the odd one, but generally speaking, he's like, nah, just gonna act. It's a little easier than directing.
They've had like the best upbringing as well. There's like photos of them on like sets of movies that like no kid should be watching.
I mean, I watched most of those movies when I was a kid.
True.
Oh, when I was in Montreal, I was just going around everywhere where Rabbit was filmed. So I was like, oh, look, I remember this scene. This is what happens here. This is when she's running through. Oh, this is when the virus starts to hit. And I remember this escalator. But yeah, every last little bit of it, just kind of like scouring the city, because a lot of it's filmed in Toronto. So for most of his films, because that's where he's based, but every once in a while he'll end up in Quebec.
It's bizarre to see your hometown or an area that you know so well in a movie like that. It's just bizarre.
I know it is just kind of a strange thing. And at the moment, Liverpool's being taken over by Gotham. So almost everywhere you kind of go, they're filming Clayface. So that's kind of nice. I'm looking forward to that film coming out, which is obviously not horror related, but it's just nice to see the whole city being transformed to Gotham, because that works. So always looking on screen to try and pick out the different buildings. If you recognize them, the different elements. Thinking about just as you're saying, like when you grow a place, you kind of grew up recognizing everything. Oh, there was that horror comedy a couple of years ago called Zombie Town with Dan Aykroyd, and I think Chevy Chase appears in it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's again, like, I know every single solitary shot of that film and some of it. I think, my dad kind of like lives in this apartment building, and he's one of those kind of superintendent type fellas. And it's all for over 50s, although most of them are over 65 or approaching 70 in the building. And one of the fellas comes down to see my dad, and he basically keeps complaining. He's like, every time I turn the tap off, like in my bathroom, it keeps turning back on again. And my dad's looking, he's like, what are you telling me for? And he goes, well, you're the super. Aren't you supposed to do something? He's like, no, you need to call the Ghostbusters. And as he says this, Dan Aykroyd actually walked past, because they were using like my dad's building as like the catering facilities. It was just like, you couldn't have timed it freaking better.
He just waits round corners for somebody to say if they need the Ghostbusters or not. He's retired. He's got nothing else to do.
Serious questions now. Now the easy questions are out of the way. Well, there's only one. Would you rather... This is the only one I could find that had anything to do with art, so it's a curated question. Would you rather notice a seemingly innocent framed picture where suddenly all the faces start to smile wider at you before your eyes, or find your gaze held captive by a painting as its vivid colours begin to melt, slowly revealing an unspeakable horror beneath?
Does it have to be neither or? Can't it be both?
I do. Hang on a minute. Let's just have a look. There is a rules page.
We've never had this response.
I worked in an art gallery for 17 years. I stared at paintings and hoped they would do either of those things sometimes.
You're just like waiting for Vigo from Ghostbusters to show up at some point. You're like, why?
Like, finally, a little bit of action in here.
Hey, look, reading the rules, I basically whatever you want. They're quite soft rules. So yeah, both, and you may create both.
Excellent, fantastic. That's what I want.
You would rather.
I would rather have both.
It's a book he got for Christmas. It's not set in stone. Kirsty got it for him for a reasonable price.
It was very reasonable, and now we're finding out why. They seem to lose imagination about 25 pages in. They're like, oh, I don't know, would you rather be hit in the head with a hammer or a stick? And you're like, this is where they started to phone it in a little bit.
Kirsty, would you rather stumble upon an underground laboratory filled with horrific experiments in a public government building, like a library, or it doesn't say that, it stopped at building, or discover a locked room filled with macabre art and sculptures made of actual humans and animals in a school?
Well, do you know what's strange, Paul, is that I'm actually sitting right next to a big bin bag
full of
your old artwork.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a locker room filled in macabre art and sculptures.
Well, it's your bizarre artwork. I haven't even opened it in about 10
What do you mean
10,
bizarre?
Your artwork was always slightly bizarre, so I might just flip it open next week and describe the artwork within. I think I'll probably
run it by me first, please.
Well, I think seeing as it's in a school, that I would prefer that because I could probably have a few weeks off work with like mental scarring. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right. Interesting. Interesting that you've used your position in this scenario. Very good.
Because if I went to the college and there was a locked room and I somehow managed to get in, I mean, I know exactly what would happen. I would just say to like the facilities technicians who were all my mates, I'd be like, "This room's locked. Can you open it? See what's in there?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, sure." So we'd go, I'd go in, they'd be like, "Oh my word!" And then we'd have to phone some managers and stuff, and I'd be like, "I can't possibly come back to work for 2 weeks. I need to be off with full pay because I've seen things that the human eye should never see."
Just like an overhead projector from like the 80s made of bones. This is the murder studies, like the classroom.
This is the crime lab. We don't have a crime lab. Oh, it's just got loads of bits of bodies then.
Yeah. Jed.
Yo.
Would you rather be condemned to live in a subterranean city, never to feel the warmth from the sun again, or be forced to wear a gas mask the rest of your life, but you can carry on as business as usual? That's a weird sentence. Your face forever obscured behind the mask. So do you want to live underground or do you want to live above ground but you've got to wear a mask?
Be like them kids in what's it called in Doctor Who. It's like, do you know where my mummy is? Like the gas masks on their face. Plus, there's a lot of people who are into like fetish stuff who probably just go around wearing gas masks anyway. So it's not too out of the ordinary. It's like that's like Professor Gimp, just like going around in his like gas mask and that.
Due to your hair colour and complexion, I was sure you would pick living underground.
Oh no, I'm choosing that. I was getting to that
now. Right.
But no, yes, the subterranean place. It sounds like just up my street. It's like I don't have to go outside. I don't have to see the sun again. I just get to like chill out underground. It's probably quite cool, chilled. So you know what I mean. It's got its upsides, even though you can't go upside because you're underground.
There you go.
How do you eat if you can't wear a gas mask at all times? Wouldn't you just be dead in a week?
Probably.
How do you drink stuff if you've got to wear a gas mask at all times?
How would you eat? You'd have to like you'd have to get like cocktail sausages on like little sticks to just like stick through like the filter on the front. Like
just pour soup in it.
But on that note, I want to live underground like a rodent or some kind of like sewer troll. Like sitting like all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles who arguably had a boss time, even though they probably stank as shit. No one ever thinks about that, do they? No one ever thinks about how bad the turtles would smell. It's like April O'Neil let them go straight into her apartment and start moving shit around, sitting on the sofa. It's like in actuality they would have smelled awful, and one of them was a rat.
Sounding awful shredderish there, Jed. All right.
Damn them turtles.
Here's mine. Oh God, you know what? I'm gonna do another one after this to the group because that's an amazing thing that's just caught my eye. Anyway, would I rather go to a friend's murder mystery party for a fun night, but halfway through an actual death occurs and no one knows who the corpse is, or where they came from? That's odd. Halfway through a friend's murder mystery party, an actual death occurs, but no one knows who it is or where they came from. So just a body appears. All right. Or Get invited to a murder mystery party at a mansion with your friends, and everyone starts disappearing one by one. Obviously, well, first of all, I don't want to go to a party. Second of all...
Yeah, that's my thought, exactly.
Yeah, full stop. I'd rather... No, I would rather not go to a party, is my answer. I will stay at home alone.
Isn't the second one just how murder mystery parties work?
Yeah, exactly. But to be honest...
home at the end of the night.
what it's saying is, would you rather discover the body of someone you don't know at a friend's murder mystery party, or do you want your friends to be murdered one by one in a mansion? Well, the first one, because I don't know who they are, so I don't give a shit that they're dead. Basically. Yeah, I'll
just be like poking them with a stick. It's like, well, is the buffet open yet?
Here's an interesting one. Would you rather get trapped in an outhouse that has been regularly used for over a century, or death by exploding toilets like in the Victorian era? And they've had to put a fear fact underneath explaining that, in fact, in the Victorian era, sometimes toilets exploded.
Makes it easier to choose.
They don't tell you that on any of the Victorian tours I've been on. It's like, don't use the toilet.
During the Victorian era, there was a risk of toilets exploding due to the buildup of methane from human waste in the sewers. Early flushing toilets would leak waste back into homes, causing a naked flame from a candle to cause an explosion. Gross. Well, there you go.
That's kind of like trapped or dead. Oh, so trapped then, I suppose.
Yeah.
It doesn't say how long you're trapped for.
Exactly.
There has been more than a few times where I have actually been stuck inside of a toilet, so I would probably choose
from experience.
Exploding.
Right, okay, well, I'm going to change my answer because Jed has experience in this matter and I don't, and he's saying explode. I will also say explode. Kirsty, you going to come and explode with us?
Trapped. No, I'm going to stay trapped. I'm a stronger human mentally than Jed is, I think so.
Well, it took 3 seasons, but there you have it. Kirsty says you're human garbage. Jed, any comeback?
I'm stuck in a toilet of my own trauma.